Hello, folks. Welcome to Nateland. Thank you for being here. I'm here with Aaron Weber, Brian Bates. Did you know 2 out of 3 men will experience some form of hair loss by the time they are 35? That's a lot. Keeps offers a simple, stress-free way to keep your hair with treatments starting at just $10 per month. If you are ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/Nate to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's keeps.com/Nate to get your first month free. Keeps.com/Nate. Also, hello, folks, to our friends at Helix Sleep. Nervous about buying a mattress online? Do not be. Helix Sleep has over 12,000 5-star reviews for a reason. So many reviews. 5-star reviews. Their 2-minute sleep quiz matches you with the mattress that's a perfect fit. Plus, you have 100 nights to try it out risk-free. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/Nate. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're back. This is a real deal.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been about a month.
Has it been a month?
I think so.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
That's a month.
Yeah. 3 weeks since we've been back up here to do one live.
Mhm.
Or, the week of. Touring, getting crazy. We were together all weekend, so all last week.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. So it was a lot, to be honest. Feels like a lot. But we're, it's nice to be back. Everybody's doing good, except you might die during this.
I might.
Yeah.
I might be having a stroke.
We think a slow stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like just a numbness.
Got some numbness in my hands, my feet, a little bit in my face.
In your face?
A little bit.
Oh, wow.
Around my lips. Oh.
Oh.
I am rolling into 50 with a bang.
I mean, you're coming out of the gate.
Right out of the gate.
I mean, no questions asked. Just, it's next week, right?
It's the day this comes out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
It's this week.
Happy birthday.
It's very
Happy birthday
serious.
breakfast.
But also hilariously how casual this conversation
Yeah.
is. Yeah, I got a little numbness
we're
in
not.
my face.
We're not doctors. He'll go have a more serious one with the doctors. Yeah. November 3rd, right? Is Wednesday? Yeah. 50. Breakfast's birthday. Happy birthday. But I get some Sour Patch Kids right behind you. Take all that you want.
Thank you.
It just sits in the side of his. He can't move his in there. You can't chew it. But like, get it on the other side, man. We have to.
We have a podcast to do.
We're gonna will. Yeah. There's gonna be like once there's a moment of this, they're gonna go. What do they do with the breakfast? They will him in, and he's always in that same spot. He just kind of sits there and nods off. We'd have you on, even if you couldn't talk.
You would?
I think we just plot you there.
You'd prefer it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, if we just have you right there, and you just come in and you just sit there. Could turn your mic down. People see you talking. We're like, everybody gets used to it. That would be even a fun podcast to explain. If there's like, can already be a hard podcast to explain to people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then that one, they go, but what's with the guy? Like I see him talking, it's a microphone to work. Go, oh yeah, he had a stroke like on the show. And he just still keeps showing up. And then he was, when he talks, it doesn't make sense. So they just turn his mic off. And us and the audience, we're all just kind of like, yeah, man, just let him still feel.
But
like
he's
a part of it.
drooling.
You got to look past that.
Yeah.
There's some real gems in there. If you look past, you got to get past a lot.
I mean, it's so funny. He's just facing the other way.
Yeah, he just
He's
facing
not
other
even facing the
directions.
camera.
He sleeps during most of it.
It's gonna happen soon.
The same.
Maybe happening now.
It might be happening a slow right now. Coming into 50 hot. I think you'll be all right.
Well, thank you.
I think you'll be all right.
We'll find
Give
out.
positive thinking.
Positive thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be fine. Can't be. You think the odds, you can't just get a stroke at 50 on your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen.
Well, we'll find out. I got 2 doctor's appointments this week.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Same doctor?
No.
Oh, so you get 2 opinions?
Well, I got my primary doctor and then I got a specialist.
Oh, yeah. and then they go in and just give you a rundown. How long does it take you to have a stroke? Like you'd be having it now.
Like, you want me to hurry up and get out of the way?
No, I'm just
So we
saying.
get to
Like,
these comments.
I mean, well, yeah. I'm like, should we go now?
Finish it.
Like, is it a slow roll where you're like, you get a little? Does the stroke give you a little heads up to going, hey, just so you know,
Yeah.
I'm here.
I mean, we'll find out if I start slurring my speech or
Yeah,
somebody smell toast.
yeah. There they go. I tell you what, he had a stroke. Nose whistling was gone though, and I do like, which one do you want? You know. That's what the new listeners. The guy at the end doesn't talk. They go, I know he had a stroke. Oh,
Bless his heart.
yeah. They're like, all right. Well, how was it before when he talked? His nose whistled the whole time, so it's pretty. I'll be honest with you, it's tough. It's a tough call. You know, I'm just glad to see him. How he shows up every day. We just leave him up here, turn the lights off. That'd be a good way to end the podcast. The lights cut off, and you just still sitting. They just see your silhouette.
You're gone.
You're gone. Yeah. And then we cut it back on. Oh, hey. Every time I always forget you're still up here. Did we tell the Foxworthy story? The Ollie Joe Prater?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's that, pulling the sheet off.
People want to know, what was that book again?
I Killed, I believe. I want to say I have it.
Yeah, I Killed Stories from the Road,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. I have it. Maybe I gave it to someone. I want to read it again, actually, because it's just so wonderful. It's so good. And they're just so funny. And you got to I always say, when you read a book like this, yeah. Rich Schneider. I haven't met him. Mark Schiff. When you read stuff like this, you got to just remember, I always, I mean, maybe people do read it like this, but just take it as you can't believe this is happening to this person. That's how I take all this stuff. You're like, that's so funny that it's, you don't take anything serious, I guess. You're just kind of like, yeah, dude, that's so funny. That some of the people you're going to hear about, that Ollie Joe Prater, that guy's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
And you're like, the fact that guy exists is unbelievable. Is the best. I mean, he was a real comic, a touring comedian. And just, I love it. And all of them. Leno's got a bunch of great ones, especially because the older guys, I mean, it was just free for all back then. So their stories are terrific because, there's a lot of stuff there's still stories now, but back then it was
different.
It was different. It was different.
I think Henry Cho has a story in that book about performing for a group of Korean businessmen, and they only spoke Korean.
No, yeah.
He was halfway through his set before he realized.
Yeah.
It's kind of like your joke.
Yeah. I mean, so you get this stuff still happens, but it's not as, it's just so funny. It's just very funny. It's a good fun read, and just you got to picture because all these comics think it's, even when you're in it, they think it's hilarious when they're done. That's why they tell these stories, because you're like, dude, it was so bad. I'm trying to think if I have one that I haven't told. Do you have one, or
a terrible bombing story,
or just a room
Yeah, I've got a bunch. I can't think of any in particular right now.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. But I always hear from older comics, they're like, you've never had real experiences because it's so different now. Where it used to just be like the Wild West, craziness everywhere. There's still stuff.
But you still go do, I've done, I'm not, maybe it's different. I started before social media. And so
it's a different era, man.
It's a whole different thing. No phones, none of that stuff. I remember going to some places they could still smoke in the, and you would see the smoke rise, and you would just be like, I'm going to smell like just a straight up cigarette afterwards. But there's something cool about too. You're like, I didn't get to see a ton of that, but I saw some of it.
Right.
But yeah, the 80s and stuff, I don't think that you would never experience anything like that. But the road, I remember going to, I remember doing a corporate gig once in a hotel. Were you doing it with me? And they had that other room in the pool, a Comedy Zone.
I don't think so.
There's me and Grant. And it was in West Virginia. And we don't know. We're doing just a corporate in this ballroom of this hotel. And then we find out there's a comedy zone that's also by the pool. And normally they do it in that room, but these people had that room rented out for their corporate. So the comedy club, you'd go in through the lobby and just go to a hotel pool. And they had speakers set up, and then like those lawn chair, those white ones that don't fold, not fold.
Yeah.
They would have those, and that was the seats. And so you would do your show by the pool.
That sounds like a Comedy Zone gig.
Yep.
Yeah, not like the show. Yeah, Comedy Zone has some. Charlotte is the club in Charlotte's unreal, and then they have some that are just a lot like that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember doing one. I won a prize for one time. This was when I first 2005, 6, and I came home. It was in Murfreesboro. I drove to it. It was at this bar, and I remember I walked in, and just the type of acts that they have usually. The guy when I walk in, he goes, "Where's your stuff at?" And I go, "What do you mean?" I go, "I don't have any stuff." He goes, "But your stuff that you need, like, where's your, like, I don't, your suitcase with your props and all that kind of stuff." And I go, I'm just a stand-up comedian." And then he goes, then walked away from me. And
oh, good luck, buddy.
and like, I was like, this guy does so many people that have props that he just assumes you have props.
Yeah.
Everybody that shows up. Like, it's not like he's like, "What are you? Which one are you?"
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "If you're coming here, you're doing props."
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to help you.
He was trying to help me to be
He's
like, "You're not going to make it."
No.
Yeah.
And I was opening, and I remember I just said, "All right." And I opened for some guy in Murfreesboro, some bar in Murfreesboro, and it was just a zoo. I mean, I would do a ton of those shows where you go up and it's 500 people in there, and then you're just, no one's lit. I mean,
Right.
People would not know you went on stage, which was crazy. It's crazy to go talk on a microphone into people. And then afterwards, they could be like, "When was this comedy show?" Like, you were looking at me at one point.
Yeah.
And you just didn't. They're like, "Oh, I thought that was like."
You're like between bands or something like that? Like at a.
That one, I don't think we were, but it just wasn't, it's
They
like.
just didn't care.
They didn't care.
Yeah.
I did a gig at a church for a pastor and his wife, their 50th wedding anniversary. It was a celebration for them. And people got them spoken, honored them. And then I was going to go last. They put the cake up on stage. And they told people to line up while I was on stage performing, and they cut the cake. So the whole time I'm up there trying to tell jokes, I just hear over here, "Chocolate or vanilla?"
Yeah.
"Chocolate or vanilla?"
Yeah.
"Chocolate or vanilla?"
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah.
And then people just walk off right
Yeah.
past me.
And then they go back to their seat
Yeah.
and watch the show.
Yeah.
How much time did you have to do?
Like 30.
Oh.
The only thing I remember about that was watching, it was like Vanderbilt, Florida basketball game. It already tipped off when I was at my house. I went and did the gig, terrible gig, got home, saw the end of the game.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow, I got paid, terrible gig, but saw the beginning and end of this basketball game.
Yeah.
In college basketball, that's not that long of a game.
No, that's a quick turn. You walked in basically as they were, You asked to go up I'll just go up when they cut the cake. That's fine. There's some gigs where you would be like, "I'll go up when they," even if you get this room set up right, it's not going to work.
Right.
So I'll go up. The more chaotic, the better.
Yeah.
Let me just get it done with. I mean, and there's a lot of rooms like that. That's when you first start. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of going. And I think it's the thing, like, because, like now, I'm doing these theaters, and like y'all were just with me, and sorry, my voice. Y'all were just with me, and like, the crowds are unreal. Like, it's crazy. It's people always ask if you get nervous and stuff, and you're. I always like to say, I heard Tony Finau said it. You don't get nervous, you're excited, and so your nerves are just a little different. Like, it's not that you're not nervous. Look, if a joke doesn't work, you're going to get nervous real quick, but. But when you've done it for so long, you're like, I can't wait. And I've got that feeling again now when we're doing these theaters. It's like, I can't wait to go out and do this show for these people. Like, I cannot wait. It's so fun. And the audience is so great. So it's a little different. But at the beginning, before you can get to any of that stuff, is the situations of that where they shouldn't have had a comedian. And in theory, they think it's going to work. And then it doesn't. And you going in like it's going to be bad. I mean, there are gigs that we would take and they'd be like, this is going to be awful, but it's $250. So,
right.
And you're like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I'll do that.
Did I tell you about the Christmas party I did last year in Arkansas for a company that I was their Christmas party, and I got there early, and they had a bad year, so they were like talking about that the whole time. They were like, "Listen, guys, like revenue was high, but expenses were high, and I know the bonuses aren't what everyone was expecting to be." And I'm just sitting in the back, like, "Oh my god, dude!" And then I had to go up,
Pay for you.
and do 30 minutes. Made $100.
$100.
$100.
You drove to Arkansas.
I was there for other
Yeah,
shows.
yeah,
I
yeah.
added that
Yeah.
on, but
Yeah.
We've talked about, Aaron and I were just talking about how we're doing more corporates now, and we're scared to give demands, like, because it does make a difference.
Yeah.
The way the room's set up, where the people are seated, all that. I'm personally like afraid I'm going to do all these demands and I'm still going to bomb. And
Yeah.
they'll be like, no, dude, it's you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it does make a difference. So you do need to ask for that stuff.
yeah.
A big one you start doing. The interesting thing that they always, when you first start, and I know I've talked to you about a bunch, is like you get like where you're going, you first start to do stuff, you're like, you don't know how to price yourself.
Yeah.
That's like something that like, I know a lot of comics, a lot of young comics ask, and it's always a tough thing where but someone will be like, hey, I want to hire you to come do 30 minutes of my, corporate thing or whatever for my company. And you're like, how much? And you're like, I don't know. Because you're going, I would do it for free.
Yeah.
I just want to go on stage, but I know I got to tell them a number. And then what's the number? Is it, I feel like 250 is a good, saying a comic, no credits or anything like that. If you're brand new, if you think I'm going to go deliver a good show, I'm at least a good comic and I can do it.
Yeah.
And you have the time.
But even that number feels insane to ask for when you start.
Yeah.
I got $7 last night for
Yeah.
the show, and now I'm.
Well, it goes from $0 to $250, and you're like, I don't know, but it'd be like $100,
Right.
and maybe you're like, I'll bring 2 comics,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But I remember sometimes you got to be like, you do a college, it'd be like, I'd ask, be like, ask for 1,000. You're like, dude, I don't want. They're gonna say no. So I'd rather just, and then you're like, I'll do it for. You be like, I'll do a college for, you're like 700 or 500, and they're like, yeah, for sure, and you're like, golly,
Yeah,
I could have asked for 1,000. Like you could have asked for 3,000.
Yeah.
Because they don't know sometimes as much as you don't know.
I've priced myself so low in the past that they're like, something's up.
Yeah.
Like they question it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing too. You don't go so low that they're like, who are we getting?
Yeah.
I did a
they're
church,
right to question
and
that.
I did a church for like Valentine's Day last year, and the pastor of the church pulled me aside afterwards, and he's like, "You should be asking for a lot more money."
Yeah.
He was like, "If I didn't know you, I would have thought this guy's garbage because of how little he asked." I was like, "I just didn't know, man. I don't know what's the number."
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta. I mean, a lot of it depends on where you're at in your career. So if you're not really have anything to kind of sell off, that's like the credits all matter, and like you're at least going like, all right, I got some late nights, and then they can go, this guy's been on Tonight Show, he's been on whatever, he's done whatever, and that helps where you can raise it up a little bit, because it's until you get agents and all that kind of stuff, it's you're on your own, and you're figuring it out. And and you go like you don't really got much to go off of, like I know, like if you go headline a club when you first start, people, have we ever talked about the numbers on this? I wonder if people
I don't think so.
They might find this interesting, they might not. But with a headliner, you're selling no tickets. So like the point of this headliner is like you're at the beginning when you first get a headline.
Yeah.
And I think usually like club you would get, I want to say 100 a show. Is that sound right? No, that's the feature. It would be the middle act. That'd be good though.
Yes.
Yeah.
A good if you do a big club and they pay you $100 a show
$100
to be
a
the
show.
middle act is like basically the top.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah.
And it's been that way for decades.
Yeah.
That's kind of the standard rate.
Yes.
Host is getting $50 a show usually.
And the headliner gets $250 a show.
Yeah.
At a good club.
Oh, at a good club?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. The host, $50 is good only at a good club.
Yeah.
There's a lot of clubs, host gets nothing.
Yeah.
And feature gets 50.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember you go take gigs like when you first started headlining, and it would be, I remember you get 1,000 and no travel, they give you a hotel. Yeah. So $1,000 and a hotel, you got to get yourself there. And then you finally get up to like 1,200, and then you get like 1,500, and then you get you get to 1,200, and then it's plus travel, and you're like, oh, All right, this is starting to
That's
get.
nice. Yeah.
All right, they're gonna give me a hotel now. I don't got to pay for the flight or the hotel, and then it goes 15, and then it just kind of goes up from there. But like that's the general. Because people ask that stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think people have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
If you're booking a comic for a corporate gig, I would say if you're listening to this thinking like I was going to do like a local comic or someone, it just depends on the comic. But if they have the time and you know they're good, like if you've seen them at a club and you're like, hey, this guy I think will be really good, and I've seen him do 10 minutes and it's really good, and he can handle this. If you're doing like if you had them do like 30 minutes of that, you could do $300, right?
Yeah.
500 would be pretty amazing. That'd be like very nice.
Mm-hmm.
But then if they have any credits, it'll go up from there.
Yeah.
It just goes up to what you can and can't take.
Yeah.
Right? Is that about 30 minutes material? $500? That'd be
great.
A solid gig.
I'd do it.
Yeah, that's a solid gig. That's what we're trying to get y'all right now for. I'm saying, will you guys go when people are listening to this? If they want to hire Bates and Aaron, Bates needs a ramp to get in your. That's one of his demands to get in the building.
This is Ryder.
That's his rider.
Just a ramp.
A ramp, and could everybody sit to the right side of the room, please? And that's it. He goes, well, do you want a good show or not a good show? He goes, really up to you. And they go, we kind of already got everybody set. And you're like, well, I'll do 20, and then I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah.
Same money. Some comments. Because it's been a while since we talked to you guys. So as always, you can email them. Our Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, podcast review, Nateland at natebargatze.com. These are the Oklahoma comments. Austin Hofer. Hoffer is probably 2 F's. Hofer. Hofer. Austin Hofer from Oklahoma. Ooh, a little fancy, but he wasn't welcomed.
He's actually from Wisconsin.
Oh,
that's probably Heifer.
Oh, it might be Heifer. Yeah. Hey, Nate, I'm a huge fan. Back in March, my father passed away unexpectedly. Sorry, Austin. They're going to jump right out. During that time, there were many long nights with my siblings at our mom's house, keeping her company. One of those nights, we flipped on your special as a way to lighten the mood. That really marked the first time after his passing that we sat together and had a laugh. Your comedy helped us teleport to a different place at a time when we needed it the most. Once your tour was announced, we knew we needed to go. This Friday, my family and I will be at the Milwaukee show to see you. I'm not sure you will see this, but I just wanted to thank you and tell you we are excited to see you because you mean so much to us all. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Austin. That's very, very nice. I can't wait. Where did they do? They messaged you or they emailed it? We'll go. Yeah, let's. I would love to meet y'all, Austin. So we'll email them with Travis.
Okay. All right.
And then we'll meet you at the Milwaukee show. And I'll get back down to your last name. That'll be fun. Come back. I hope it's completely different.
I mean, I'm not even 100% sure that's his last name.
Oh, there's a great chance of that, Austin. We're sorry about that.
It was Austin, and then he had some handle. And so I looked him up on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. So.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that would even be.
It's definitely Austin, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Austin.
Start by sending us your real last name.
Yeah, just any Austin out there. Shannon Moyer. Did I say it?
Yeah.
Moyer. This is my absolute favorite podcast. Love you all. My husband and I met in Oklahoma, and he proposed to me at the center of the universe.
Whoa. Did you go to that?
No.
Oh, okay.
We went to the Bass Pro Shop. They got a big Bass Pro Shop there in Springfield. Oh, this was in Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah.
Oklahoma is the center of the universe. But in Springfield, Missouri, which was on that, they have a Bass Pro Shop, and it's unbelievable.
You can spend the whole day there. It's
I
amazing.
think you could spend more than. I think you could do a couple days easy. There's a museum, and then there's a museum and an aquarium. It was so long that we were in it. I joked in Springfield, and this joke murdered there. And I said, I was like, they should give you a heads up that, like, if you run, it'll take you an hour and a half to get through this.
Yeah.
It was it was just like I thought like, all right, we're in a store, so I'm gonna go through this. You know, we got my daughter's with me, and so we're just gonna run through this real fast. You know, we got 2 shows that night. Like, you know, you're not just sitting on, you're not on vacation.
Yeah.
And then I mean, by the time we hit the aquarium, I was like, I think I just got to get out of here. And then you can't even really get out. Like there's you kind of go in, and I mean the aquarium was awesome. And you're like, I just wish I would have wrapped my head around
how big it was,
what I was walking into. We didn't really go to the store.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 different museums there. There's a NASCAR museum. Did you see that one?
No. We went straight to like, it was almost like a history museum or like
History of Bass Pro Shop.
No.
Oh, dude,
I think just
you barely scratched the surface.
Yeah.
Man.
History of what?
It was like a natural history museum. Like it had like those kind of like old animals, and you know.
There's an NRA museum too with a bunch of guns.
Yeah.
You can check out.
You wore a Bass Pro Shop jacket, didn't you, on the podcast?
I did. I got it from that Bass Pro Shop. Yeah.
Oh wow. Big it was crazy how long of a walk it was. Or just how, I mean, just so big. And you just like, it's a mall size, I think, right? Probably.
Yeah.
Like
it's as big as a mall.
It's as big as a mall, but it's one store.
There's a food court in it.
Yeah.
You know? Just like a mall.
I don't think, like, I think I would have liked to see all that stuff. I think I just got stuck in the one part of it. And then I'm like, I wasn't aware of what I was walking into. I'd like to go back to it and then be like, all right, I know what's happening now.
Did I tell the story in the podcast about going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and not realizing it was multiple levels?
I don't know.
No. What?
Well, we all went last year.
Yeah.
But I went in the 90s. And it just opened like a year or two before. And I spent like all day on the first level. And then they were like, we're about to close up in like 30 minutes or something like that. And I saw somebody coming down. I was like, what's up there? There's like 6 levels. And I just ran around the whole day. I was like, this is cool, but it's not that great.
Yeah. And the bottom floor is like borderline
it's a gift shop.
It's a gift shop. Like it's the bottom floor is you might be able to get into free. It might just be.
I was like, Melissa Etheridge is cool, but I mean, that's all you got? Bumper sticker?
How long were you in there?
A few hours.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just reading everything.
I mean, I was like, I got some time to kill, so I'll just look at these keychains a little bit longer. There's like a Kiss exhibit 1 floor above me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's
That's so funny.
There's so much.
Yeah.
So much above you.
So I just ran through the top 5 levels in the last 30 minutes.
I mean, that's so good. It's such a funny, just to be, you know. I'm trying to think. I feel like I have something like that too, where I've walked in somewhere, and then you're like,
Bass Pro
"What's
Shop.
that?" Yeah, that Bass Pro Shop, I guess. But that's huge.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of it. But it's like that where you end up just not realizing. You're like, "What's that?" And then someone's like, "No, this is not even part of the museum." I'll be honest with you. This is the only floor I'll tell you not to go to if you have limited time. I would say, do not waste a second on that first floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cone, right?
Yeah, I thought it was a pyramid. Is it a cone?
Yeah, it's a triangle.
So it did get smaller as I went up, but
Yeah, as it kept going.
Yeah.
It's a pyramid.
It's a
At
triangle.
least
A
It's a
triangle?
cone.
Yeah, it's a cone.
Yeah. Let me read. Helix. We took the Helix 2-minute sleep quiz, and we were matched with the Helix Dusk Lux. It has medium support, and everyone that sleeps on it is happy. The unboxing is the most fun. Could not be easier. We loved the unboxing. We've had it now for months, and we still love it. You know, look, couples, you have a lot of stuff you can fight about. Your mattress doesn't need to be one of them. Just take the sleep quiz with your partner, and Helix will match you to a mattress that works for both of you. I mean, you cannot argue with over 12,000 5-star reviews. That's so many 5-star reviews. So if you're looking for a mattress, you take the quiz, you order the mattress that you are matched to, and the mattress comes right to your door, shipped for free. You don't have to go to the store. I think a lot of stuff's starting to go like that now. You ain't gonna be going to the store anymore.
Mhm.
You're gonna be doing it this way. Helix is awesome. Helix was awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2020 and by GQ and Wired magazine. Helix has been recommended by multiple leading chiropractors and doctors of sleep medicine as a go-to solution for improving sleep. Just go to helixsleep.com/Nate. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz. They will match you to a customized mattress. And they have a 10-year warranty. And you get to try it for a 100 nights risk-free, which is, if you don't know by then, I mean, you will know. And you're not going to send it back because you love it. They have financing options, flexible payment plans. Helix is offering up $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/Nate. That's up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows at helixsleep.com/Nate. Also, guys, give Keeps a try. KEEPS. Give it a try. It seems easy. You don't have to go out to the doctor, and that could get embarrassing. Were you embarrassed at all when you would have looked into it? I mean, you're just rolling into it. You can have everything you need delivered to your house. Very affordable. I mean, there's going to get to a point like you have this kind of stuff where it's going to be so good that, baldness is going to be really figured out.
Yeah, it's going to be eradicated.
It's going to be, I mean, people know it now. I mean, Keeps offers a simple, stress-free way to keep your hair. 50 million men in the U.S. suffer from male pattern baldness. There are only 2 FDA-approved medications that can prevent hair loss, and Keeps offers both. They have virtual doctor consultations and medication delivered straight to your door every 3 months, so you don't have to leave your home. The treatments start at only $10 per month, and Keeps offers generic versions. It has discreet packaging and proven results. Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors. Prevention is key. Treatments can take 4 to 6 months to see results, so act fast. So if it's starting to happen, I was just talking about Travis, my tour manager. He's talking about going bald. Someone told him in high school. He was telling me the story. A buddy of ours, Shane, said, he goes, "Oh, you're going bald." And he goes, "What? No." And then he's like, a year later, completely bald. So if Shane
In
would
high
have
school?
said Keeps, yeah, Travis lost his early.
Wow.
So if you get that conversation, this is for you.
Yeah.
Keeps. KEEPS.com/Nate. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to KEEPS.com/Nate to receive your first month of treatment for free. That is Keeps, KEEPS.com/Nate. First month free. All right. Back to some comments. A London. How does the show's researcher, Brian Bates, not mention Oklahoma's own Brian Bates, a.k.a. the video vigilante? Growing up, I briefly remember the video vigilante making the local news in the mid-'90s for videoing prostitutes working in high-class areas.
He's right. I'm familiar with this guy because on my daily Google alerts for Brian Bates, it's usually him. It's never me, but it's usually this guy. So he's right. I forgot all about him, but
Oh, wow.
he's been around.
Yeah.
He's a big deal.
He's
in
doing
Oklahoma.
more in your name than you've ever done it. What's Little Jerry?
Oh yeah,
That's what he says. You're just jealous because he's done more with your name than
Big Jerry and Little Jerry.
Big Jerry and Little Jerry.
Yeah. So I am familiar with this guy. He's been doing that for a while.
Yeah.
Going around trying to, I guess, shame people from going to prostitutes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
He's doing a good job,
Yeah.
as far as I know.
Yeah.
Looks like you with Keeps.
Yeah. That does.
I think maybe this commenter put in there that at first they thought, could this be the same guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then eventually learned about the background and it's like, no, it's somebody different.
Yeah. Anthony Barajas. Yeah.
I bet it's with like an H.
Barajas. Apparently,
I would think.
Yeah. Apparently, my great-great-grandmother was the first girl to be born in Oklahoma. I don't know what year that was, and I'm not exactly sure what her name was, but I heard that from my granny one year. Also, this makes it on the podcast. My last name is pronounced Barajas. It's the Spanish word for cards.
All right.
Barajas.
Barajas.
Baharas. Anthony Baharas. Everybody, Baharas. Is that how you say it in Spanish? You give it a little. Everything's a little like got a little like Baharas.
Barajas. Yeah.
Baharas.
I roll the R a little bit, I think. That's my guess.
Do they tell them to roll like in school? Do they go, QRSTUV? Like, do they roll it?
I mean, I think you learn.
Rar, QRST. Like, how's their song?
Elemento
Q-
PQR.
Yeah, I mean, if you do that, you're already the other person's on you, and you're like, I was still doing the R. QRS Baharas. I love that we're reading a comment of Anthony that could or could not know if this is true or not.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It fits us.
The idea that it's just like maybe, and if you told Anthony, he's like, and if I didn't ever hear that, and I just saw it on TV one day and watched it on the news, I'd believe that too. I'd believe any of those scenarios.
I think it was my granny told me.
Yeah,
Could have saw it on the news.
Does he mean his great-great-grandmother was the first girl to be born in Oklahoma after it became a state?
Yes.
Okay,
That's
not just in the land.
Yeah,
that's
That
probably
is
harder to
Oklahoma.
find. Yeah.
I'm guessing when it became a state.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Andy Hess. Red people is a common mistranslation for Oklahoma. The Choctaw word for red is also used for courageous, brave, and honored.
Okay.
There you go.
Yep.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
They
Yeah.
appreciate it. Then.
Uh-huh.
It's like actually a wonderful word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Jake Peterson. How do you not mention that there's a town named Durant in Oklahoma, and there was a petition to change the name to Westbrook after KD left the OKC Thunder? That's classic Nateland material.
He's right. Again, I dropped the ball on it, but there it is.
They changed it to Westbrook?
They had a
No.
petition.
This is a fake picture they made.
They
They
got,
need more signatures.
yeah, they got almost 3,000.
At 5,000 signatures, this petition is more likely to get picked up by local news. That's funny that it's like that's all they're trying to get. You're like, so 5,000, they're going to do it? They go, no, we're just hoping someone will notice it. And we think 5,000 is a solid number to that then we would be able to get people to do it. What's the update? There's been anger sparked.
This is 5 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah,
So this
they're
might be
over
the
it now.
biggest press this has ever gotten,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this podcast.
There is a Westbrook, Oklahoma.
There's a Durant, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and they were wanting to change it.
But then that sign said there's a Westbrook.
I think that's photoshopped.
Oh.
This is, yeah. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
Photoshop.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Durant. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, Westbrook's gone now, so I guess this whole thing's over.
Yeah. There's another petition.
Yeah, there's another, let's call it Chris Paul. And you're like, well, he's in Phoenix. And this is, who can we choose? Like, they don't have a history of
Uh-huh.
what's the tall guy with he's might be gone too now.
I don't even know who you're talking
Steve something.
Name it that.
Just call it
Steve something.
Steve
Oklahoma.
something Oklahoma. Welcome to Steve something Oklahoma. RW, just for reference, when T Boone Pickens donated, T Boone, that's such a fun name. T Boone Pickens. That's such a fun name to say. Everybody should pause.
T Boone.
If you listen to this, you should say it and go, T Boone Pickens.
Mhm.
Donated $165 million for the OSU stadium. He was worth $3 billion. If your net worth is $50,000, that would be like donating $2,750, which I bet Justin has spent just on season tickets over a couple of years. So yes, Justin is a bigger OSU fan than T Boone Pickens.
Wow.
Ooh.
Well, Justin's not worth 50,000, so
Yeah. His net worth is $50,000. You're like, RW, I guess he's going to redo it after he hears the beginning of this. We talked about how much comics get paid.
Yeah.
He goes, all right. So let's say your net worth, say you don't have one. It's not
Let's say
registered.
you don't have-
Let's say it's not registered. I would say most comics, when you first start, you do not have a net worth.
No.
Because your net worth, you have to have
Or
stuff,
it's in the
right?
negatives because you have student loans like
Yeah.
mine is.
Oh, your net worth is negative.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
I've never sat down and calculated it, but I definitely owe more than I have.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
I feel like there's very few. See, you think this right? Middle class comedians. Most struggle, and then if you ever do break through, then you can do pretty well.
Yeah.
But there's not many that are just in that middle range. Most are struggling.
Most. But I would say there's got to be a good chunk. You do like, I mean, I remember always looking at, like I would say, like when I first got on cruises, when I got my first, like I did I had some late night credits and stuff.
Yeah.
Conan and then did the Comedy Central. I remember just thinking like I would hit different safety nets. And for me, a safety net was being clean and I had a couple credits, like I could do cruises. And so if I did cruises at that time, you get paid $3,000 for the week, which was a ton.
Yeah.
And that was more than you'd get at a club. And so it was like, all right, so if I go do that every week, it's $150,000. I mean, you should at least you can make $100,000. You won't do 50 weeks, but you're just, and with that amount, it's like I straight up just did that. And I just like was like, all right, I'm going to dive into this. This is my kind of outlet. And so I remember thinking that when I got into cruises, I was like, all right, worst case, like I should be able to, maybe I can make $100,000 a year and like doing comedy. Yeah. Or then, or like being, and that's like being clean. Like, let me think about the new corporates. Like you would just be like, all right, let me just get to this point. First, it was like, if I can make just as much as I made working waiting tables.
Right.
And so if I'm, I'm making 18, 20 grand a year or something, waiting tables, whatever it was. And then I get to that where I'm like, oh, I'm doing that. That's all right. All right.
Yeah.
Now we can't, now I'm not wasting my time because I'm actually doing, I have no college education, so it's like, I'm like, whatever I would be doing, I'm making that. And so you're like, all right, took pressure off you actually. Because you're just kind of like, well, I mean, I'm doing what I didn't have a lot of people had like real college degrees and they're lawyers or they go to Notre Dame, waste their family's money and name.
Wasted
the name on the.
I'm doing more with that name than they ever did.
Yeah. You're just so all right. Yeah, I kind of build on that. You just stick it into your family. I was gonna let you do it.
That's as hard as I can go.
Yeah.
That's pretty out of character, honestly.
I know.
That's
why I think I stopped talking because I was like, golly, dude, it's your family. It's your dad.
Yeah.
Your dad's a principal of a big school.
Yeah.
And
now Philip Rivers is there.
Well, now he's leaving. He's going to the Saints.
Oh,
Jameis Winston's out.
Oh, is he?
That's the rumor.
Oh.
Oh, man, don't drop that on me. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Football season's over.
Yeah. I thought you thought that you were saying his dad's leaving.
That's what I thought you said.
Yeah.
That's what his like, now he's leaving.
Yeah.
I was like,
I go,
dude,
why? And then I'm like, wait, you're probably not supposed to say it.
Yeah, I haven't called him in a couple days.
Yeah.
How do you know this? And I don't. I haven't seen this. Philip Rivers might be leaving.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, if the high school football season's over, so why not? That'd be smart. Why not?
Yeah.
Just go get it. I think Titans, Derrick Henry's.
Signed Adrian Peterson.
Huh?
Signed Adrian Peterson today.
Titans did?
Yep.
Oh, good. I didn't know that. That just happened.
Yeah, just happened a couple hours ago.
So there you go. Everybody old's getting a chance. Is that not what it is?
No, it's just funny. That's the takeaway.
Yeah, a lot of these old guys are getting a chance. We got one falling apart. I mean, it's all over the place right now. Pennsylvania comments. Jason Miller. This whole episode belongs in the Nateland Hall of Fame. Mike was my favorite guest so far, and Nate's bit where he was making boat sounds and talking about leaving Bates on his island was incredible. It sounds like the perfect opening scene to a Nateland TV series pilot. Thanks for making Wednesdays a day to look forward to. Keep it up, folks. Yeah, I don't think I remember it.
I don't remember that either.
You were talking about going out island, just leaving me there.
Yeah.
And I have my hands.
Yeah.
Like this. I'd have my back turned though, and I wouldn't hear it.
Yeah. You got to do that thing where you got to move it with your hand. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And you're just like, all right, I think we can do this. Turn around. Here, I'm gone. Right. Sorry, we'll do it again. J Villa 92. So about the ketchup thing, restaurants do not leave the bottles out overnight. They go in the walk-in cooler, then sit out for a bit on the tables before they open. That's a health code violation to not refrigerate ketchup. But when every time you eat it, it's warm.
Because they sit it out for a second and then before they serve it. That's what this person's saying.
So, but is it not? You're then making it cold, then warm, then cold, then warm. I don't think that's good for anything.
I agree. It's like beer. You skunk a beer like that.
Yeah.
I think you're probably right. I think you just eat it cold like an adult.
Well, you'd either do it cold or just leave it. Like, let's keep it one temperature.
I've never heard of anybody doing that.
Leaving it out?
Leaving condiments out like that.
Did anybody say they do?
A lot of people defended putting bread in the refrigerator.
Well, those people are out of their mind.
I meant to tell Travis that this weekend.
Yeah. That's crazy. And you just got to toast it every time you want it?
Some people just said it's cold meat, cold bread, it all fits.
Oh, God. I mean, I even like when you buy like a cold sandwich at like a deli, like or something where like at the airport and it's all cold. I mean, I'll eat it cold there because it's like but I don't prefer it.
Right.
It's not like
the bread's usually hard.
This is a lot of people that are just they're just stuck in their ways. That's what I would imagine. If y'all have bread in your refrigerator, y'all are all stuck in your ways. And I'm gonna come to your house and pull it out, and I'm gonna sit with you for a week and watch you eat warm bread to make sure. Because you go, my mama used to do it, and I'm gonna do it. That's what I think. Travis does that. Laura's got a lot of that. Well, this is not what every people got that. They're stuck. Me putting ketchup, leaving it out I changed my family.
Groundbreaking.
We were never been done as a Bargatze. Let me tell you something. We love ketchup.
Yeah.
It's our favorite vegetable. We're big ketchup people.
But you don't like tomatoes.
Don't like tomatoes. I like to put, I might do that as a joke. I might have said this one joke I have about ketchup. I've always wanted to do. I think it's so funny. Not about it, but I like to put so much ketchup on I like to use enough ketchup that's someone that sits with me has to say something about it.
Oh yeah.
Like I use enough ketchup that they go, there's a moment where it gets so much that they go, it's a lot of ketchup, huh? Like there's a moment they don't say anything, and then there's a moment they go, it's a lot of ketchup there, huh?
Yeah, they gotta say something.
They gotta say something. I use enough that they have to. I know I'm done when they ask. When the person across from you goes, it's a lot of ketchup. You go,
I've said that too.
That's when.
Yeah, that's when you go. I just squeeze and look at their face. I don't have to look at it. And they go, that's a lot of ketchup. And I can eat it all.
Yep.
I use French fries just because the spoon's not appropriate.
I remember we were at Five Guys and you filled up container after container after container, just lined them up on the table.
Yeah.
I said, that's a lot of ketchup. And you said, we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
It's probably cold ketchup though.
No, there wasn't.
All right.
It's out on the counter.
All right, man.
You're not eating cold ketchup unless you're going to your house.
Right,
and apparently most of America's house. But if you come to my house, you're getting
you get some warm
ketchup. I want everybody to come to my house. Everybody listen to this. Y'all come to my house and I'm gonna give you some warm bread and some warm ketchup, and y'all are gonna be blown out. I mean, I'll give you a ketchup mustard on bread.
Mm-hmm.
Used to eat that.
Well, I would love a walk-in cooler. That's like you ever think about
at your house.
At your house.
Yeah.
Something. That's one of those like goals. You win the lottery.
Yeah.
I had a walk-in freezer at my old job. That was the best, dude. You just walk in there every now and then.
Yeah.
Just
if you were trying to let people know how much you weigh without them seeing a picture of you, that would be how you would do it. To be your life goal is if anybody's never looked at Aaron and they go, I wonder if Aaron's a big guy. Well, is he? His life goal, if he wins the lottery, is to have a walk-in cooler because he eats up so much out there in the real world that he needs to get toned down a little bit, just like a polar bear that jumps in the water. That's a big man dream. I think that's got to be every big man's dream.
Oh, just to have one
that goes house. Just one in your house. You go in there and you go, oh. Yeah, dude. I do think that actually that is they should have that at the big and tall store. The big and tall store should be a walk-in cooler. That would be, I mean, unbelievable, dude. How good would that be if the whole big and tall store was like just the walk-in, you hear it, and you go in, and everybody tries on clothes, and you're just like, "This is the best store I've ever been to in my
Spend
life."
the day there, man.
Yeah. They should do that. Why are they not doing that? That would be so good.
Yeah, that's great. Every DXL, the fitting room is like a walk-in.
Yeah, it goes to just a little window. They knock on it. How's everything doing? It's great. Yeah, he goes, I feel great. That goes.
Oh man.
All right. Kat Altenbach. Right?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Kat Altenbach. It's a short first name for that last name. Kat Altenbach. Like I'd be like, Kat, oh, nice to meet you. She goes, Altenbach. I'm like, oh, Kat. I'm like, what? Like Catherine Altenbach. You know?
Catherine Bach
It's got a
was
rhythm to it.
Daisy Duke.
Catherine Bach was?
Mhm.
Some of this is like a distant relative.
Yeah, I
and
would
they
say
added
so.
a little more to it.
Yep.
I was so excited during the tone challenge on this week's episode of Nateland. I could hear the sound, and my husband could not. I'm 29 and he's 33. I am a speech language pathologist, and my college degree is in speech, language, and hearing sciences.
Mm.
The tiny cells within our ears that recognize sound and frequencies are called hair cells. As you get older, or as you expose your hair cells to damaging loud sounds, the hair cells slowly die off. Once dead, a hair cell cannot regenerate and your body doesn't make more.
Hmm.
So that's why.
There you go.
There we go.
So you
Scientific
guys
reason.
a bunch of dead cells in your ears, huh?
You're getting there, though.
I'm getting there soon, dude.
You're getting there soon.
Yeah.
Might as,
Yeah,
well might as well just cut them all out now. Wonder if you lose them, if you just get, every time you go, just take a little bit off the top of the ears, and then you're like, I didn't realize how important those were. You go, that's why I can't hear that sound? Just to take a little bit. Let's just do a little,
There was a lot of debate about that sound, man.
Yeah.
I think when it got, especially on TikTok, because Nate posted on TikTok, and I think when they got posted there, they altered the audio quality of the clip.
Yeah.
So it's not playing in that. And the comments are like, this guy's tricking you. There's not actually a sound playing.
Well, they were tricking you then, right?
No, I just want it to be known that the original video and on the podcast, there was a sound playing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people confirm that.
Oh, well, we need to put the real sound on.
It's just TikTok corrupts the quality a little bit when you
Oh.
post something.
So you can't hear it.
Whatever happened on TikTok, you can't
Yeah.
hear it.
Yeah.
But everywhere else, Instagram, you can hear it fine.
Yeah. Huh.
Hmm.
Huh. I can't hear TikTok because of my age. It's the first time he's ever heard of TikTok.
Yeah, what is it?
I don't know.
Zach is nobody. That's his thing. But I do agree with that. The Kroger near where I did my undergrad. I don't even know what that means. That means you graduated.
Yeah.
That's
He just
so
went to regular
ridiculous,
college.
dude.
He put undergrad in quotation marks, by the way, which is very funny.
Yeah. But people only say that undergrad. They only mention that. So they don't say undergrad. They go, I graduated from college at blah, blah, blah. That's what they say if they're undergrad. And then if they went and got their graduate degree, they go, I went to undergrad here, and then I went to graduate school here.
Right.
So that's why they say it like that.
Right.
Yeah. This
So
guy's
the
letting you
undergrad
know.
word is only for people that kept going.
Yeah. That overgraded.
But that's, they overgraded.
Mm-hmm.
That's so insulting
Yeah.
to the people that are like, well, I went to college. Did
Right.
you just go to college?
Yes.
And you didn't, that's it. That's insulting to him that someone goes, oh, I went to graduate school too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would be like, well, I thought I was done when I was done.
Yeah.
So I just keep going for the rest of my life, All right. The Kroger near where I did my undergrad. It seems insane that I do kind of want to know where this dude's undergrad, the fact that you have a Kroger that close to where you went to college, I just think
Not a good sign.
it's not a good sign. That it can't be, you don't go,
It's not Notre Dame.
if we're going to meet up at Stanford, I don't think I can be like, let's stop at the Kroger. It's right next to it. I just don't think those, if you go down to Vanderbilt, I guess there's no Kroger right there. Yeah, but you're in a major city. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of funny. The Kroger near where I did my undergrad played a constant high-pitched sound outside in front of the store to keep young people from hanging out around there. Older people didn't notice, but it always drove me crazy when getting groceries. It did work, though, because no young people loitered in the area. That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I've seen it used as riot control before.
Yeah.
You can have like targeted sounds and just fire it at crowds.
One of the riots you were in?
I haven't seen it in person.
I mean, you just said like you're going out and about. You go, one of my usual walks.
Listen, we all have fun here, but when I leave, I get busy out there.
The streets. And they stopped us.
My Kroger may do it.
Yeah.
What's y'all's problem, kids?
I wouldn't know. They're going crazy, and they're like, "What's wrong?" You could do that in like a Kroger, one of the social. Just go in there and start playing it super loud, and then see all the kids lose it, and the adults be like, what's wrong?" Because that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
You mean like a social experiment?
Yeah. Yeah. Film it on ring cams. Shelly Biggs. My husband and I are relatively new to the stand-up world and recently went to a show for a supposedly clean comic only to be disappointed with the amount of hardcore swearing and adult content. We had to come home and turn on Nateland as a respite.
Respite.
What does that mean? Like
a break,
a respite. It's kind of a fancy. Do people say that instead of break a lot?
I thought it was a Jewish. Is it a Jewish word? Is it Yiddish?
I don't know.
Shelly. She's like, we're Napoleon. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything that no one's Napoleon. I couldn't think of it. I was trying to think of words. That's she's like from another country. And like, she's like, I'm sorry, we're Napoleon. I come from, my ancestors are all Napoleon. So, which is a mix of everything. It's the three things. It can be any of the three things. We're Napoleon.
It had nothing to do with Yiddish, by the way. Sorry.
Does that have to do with something with Napoleon?
It's old French.
Where's Napoleon from?
France.
Oh,
there you go.
So if you're Napoleon,
you're French.
Does someone say there I'm Napoleon?
Just you.
Oh. Got a little Napoleon in me. We got our tickets for Nate's upcoming Minneapolis show and are looking forward to wearing our homemade shirts in honor of 2 of the 3 podcast crew. Ooh, honor of 2 of the 3.
Look at
Breakfast
that.
time.
How about
Gout
that?
Is no joke.
Love it.
That's great.
Nice.
Oh. Thanks for all you gents are doing. We appreciate the fact that we can listen to you and count on great laughs without questionable content. That's what we're here for. Boring and no. We just go. I guess I mean that whole thing. I didn't know where spit was. Respite, and I said Napoleon. Shelly, I got outed a few times in just trying to read your thing.
It is just to show off our shirts.
Yeah. This has nothing to do with me. This comment just embarrassed me and my family.
Mine says gout is no joke.
Yeah, that's very funny.
With the Notre Dame logo on there.
I like that.
I love it. Gout is not a joke, guys.
But stroke is.
Yeah, breakfast time is actually pretty good because there's a lot more open space on the left side, and I feel like that's already a shirt that's in place. Like that's a shirt that if you have a stroke and you're back here next week, they would be like, "Well, this still works." You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got that little spot in the left side where it can droop down a little bit. Sorry. Am I supposed to make fun of strokes like this? Do people get upset about?
We'll see.
People could. I know. She's talking about like how it's just easy to listen to. We're making fun of Brian having a stroke. All right. It's not. Sorry. Halloween comments. Matt Palmer. Favorite part of this episode was when old Booberry said the most famous ghost in America, and Aaron in full confidence broke in with Casper. And Bryson continues with the Bell Witch. I laughed and laughed. if you're going to be wrong, at least be confident about it. That's what I've learned from this podcast. That is the best way.
That is a great takeaway.
That's a good way. We have the Bell Witch. We got Bell Witch info.
Yeah, somebody reached out to us and said that they reached out to someone they knew at the Adams Chamber of Commerce, I think. And I think the owner of that cave just died like a couple of weeks ago from COVID. So they are in flux right now, but they're going to stay on top of it and let us know.
Yeah.
Would you buy the Bell Witch Cave?
You can buy it?
I don't know. I'm just saying, if the owner
if they decide to sell.
They try to sell the land.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Let's see. I'd see how much it costs. I mean, we make $1,500 a weekend, so I can only afford so much. And Leanne Morgan's from there, right?
She is.
Yeah.
Yep. And she texted me today. She's like, "Guys, come on, I'm your Bell Witch expert."
Yeah, we do. We should have her on. Well, we'll have her on.
Yeah.
We can talk about those haunted places with her. She did Bell Witch. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. That is a good one. All right. Way to come through. Leanne Morgan, she's on tour right now too. Very funny. Benny Blankenship. Penny. Man. I saw that Blankenship. Penny Blankenship. I bet that happens a lot. When my kids were little, there was a house that would give out packages of dry ramen noodles. The kids loved it. To this day, that's the house they remember the most. Just some weird dude handing out soup to kids. I could see you. We had a guy across the street. I can picture the guy's house. He gave out toothbrushes because he was a dentist. I can picture that house. You remember the ones. Last night, we went trick-or-treating, and I think it's my favorite holiday. And even last night, I was like, it's my favorite by far. Mm-hmm. I wish we did a little more to it. I wish we made the house a little more scary and like did some stuff like that. So maybe next year I'll try to do it. Because we got someone in our neighborhood. We got a great neighborhood, and they just all go. That's Harper and her friend Carter. Harper was a horse. Carter was a Tig.
Nice.
So they just run. They ran through mud at one point. Your walkways, just you can't be on board with trick or treating and want people to stay on the walkway. Yeah, it just is not going to happen. Mm-hmm. Like their kids,
you run through the grass.
You run the quickest. I mean, they stepped in. They ran through the grass at one point and all stepped in crazy mud. We had like a group of like 7 kids or something, and one was this cute. She was like, I want to say 4, maybe 5. And that's when you see them that little, you miss yours being that little. Mm-hmm. And it's fun to watch her want to stay with all the 9-year-olds and 8-year-olds. And she did it. She did the whole neighborhood where you were like, this girl's going to get she's tiny. And she ran with them. And then, then they all trade. That's a big thing. Did y'all do that? They trade their candy.
Oh yeah.
So they all come up here and do, y'all didn't trade candy?
I mean, it was just me and my sister out in the country. We'd drive miles to each house. So no, there's no trading.
Yeah.
Oh, I never even thought about that. You had to drive from house to house?
Yeah.
Why didn't you drive to a neighborhood?
I mean, there wasn't even one close.
Yeah. Yeah. We would, so it's big to trade. So you go in and be like, all right, I don't want this. Who wants this? And then, so they were doing all this, and that little girl, she said, I was trying to help her trade because I was like, she's going to get taken. I mean, her sister was in there. Her sister wasn't going to let anything. But like, I was like, these older girls are going to try to talk her into something that's not good.
You don't want to get a bad deal.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want her to get a bad deal. And then, so she traded one like Jolly Rancher for an Airhead. And I was like, all right, it's a solid trade. And then I go, do you want to trade again? She goes, no, I'm good. Then she was just like, I'm done with it. Like, I don't want to. I think it was like they're little. They're like, well, I don't like.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So you're just taking my candy, like and her mom would take some too. It was so funny. Her mom was like, she would be because I just when you have kids, so her bag was getting heavy, and so her mom's like, let me just carry some of this, and she'd be like, no, I'm good, and she's like, I'm not gonna take it from you and not give it to you because she knows. Like once her mom takes it, it's like, you're going to keep this candy and I won't get that candy. because a parent, that's what
Right.
you do as a parent.
Yeah.
And so it was very cute to see her like just be like, no. I'll just. I mean, she's having to lug it because she's like, I do not let my mom take any of this because I won't see this ever again. But it was fun. I loved it. It was the best.
Did you see Nick's mix?
Yeah,
Little
with
baby.
this- yeah, yeah.
That's their
yeah.
first Halloween together, right?
Yep.
And they're
Avocado toast.
Avocado toast.
yeah,
California.
very cute.
Yep. Yeah, it was the best. And Halloween is the best. And we ran around like these people in our neighborhood, they do like this kind of like to go get the candy is like just kind of all this like haunted kind of stuff. And they go in and do that, and then you get it, and then it's like all the stuff's kind of shaking and stuff, and then
Oh man.
you walk out, and that one's awesome.
Yeah.
And like they did a thing in their garage where they actually did a haunted house. There was another one that I went to in Old Hickory that they would do it on a haunted house, and you could watch the person go through it.
Oh,
like
that's
on a
really
screen.
Cool. Oh wow.
Like it was just set up. I mean, it wasn't like this was like rigged, but they had it rigged where you watch on this little TV.
Man.
And you could see like a camera, like, it was cool.
So my sister lives in Dallas. This weekend they went to her parents, her father and mother-in-law's neighborhood for Thanksgiving. So, or not Thanksgiving, Halloween. So they just left a big bowl of candy out on the porch, like everybody does. And they have a Ring doorbell. So she sent us the video of so quickly this group of high school kids run up on it. They see a big bowl of candy. They not only take the candy, they took the huge ceramic bowl that she had on their front porch. And they were just, pretty wild. I've never thought of stealing the bowl.
Yeah.
You dump it into the bag, and people expect that. But to take the bowl with it.
Just took it and run.
It's high school kids.
Yeah.
It's like you're too old to be doing this to begin with.
Yeah. But why would they? Yeah, because you leave this stuff out. I was a rule follower, so I would always just take what I'm supposed to take.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to get so much candy. I don't think kids realize how much candy you're going to get. Especially now, I think it's even more than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Because you can buy it. It feels like back, like a long time ago, it just was harder. Was it harder to buy stuff? I feel like it's just so easy to buy stuff now.
We'd go into town once a week, the general store. And
yeah, y'all would. Y'all really?
There's some truth to that. You were looking at me like, was it harder back then?
No, even just for us, like you'd go to Walmart and stuff, but online, like now, I feel like people order candy and they're like, I bet people are buying more stuff now than they've ever bought just because the ease of going like, well, I'll just take,
Mm-hmm.
it's $2 Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And I order it. And you're not going out. So like when you go out and actually have to grab some in your hands, you can be like, I'm not buying. This is too much candy.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think there's people buying more stuff now than ever. And like you're seeing how much candy we have. It looks like 2 bowls worth that we would be trying to give away for the neighborhood. Because everybody always has their own candy too to give back. No one ever rarely goes, oh, I'm done. I gave out just the right amount of candy. Like even ours, all the cul-de-sacs kind of like will have like some tables and stuff, like so people just sit out. And like we had like a fire. We used our solo stove actually last night, and we all built around that. And so then the parents, like the dads we used to go walk with the kids, and then the moms used to kind of a lot of them stay back, and then but that's what they did, and then so they just run up to but we still had a bunch of our candy left. You got to, I think, make it enticing. But I saw more kids in our neighborhood than I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was definitely, you can tell a lot of people moving in. Yeah. All right. I don't know where we were at.
Or Jay Ruffin.
Yeah. Yeah, we did pennies about the ramen noodles handed out.
Jay Ruffin Tart. To answer the airplane window question, a pilot must have the window closed before takeoff! Exclamation point.
Ooh.
If not, the aircraft will not pressurize and the oxygen mask will deploy. If you're curious about my sources, I am an airliner pilot and mechanic.
Is that good enough?
Yeah. Why does he have to do both?
I was going to say, I didn't know you could do both.
Yeah.
Maybe it's maybe it's not a commercial airline.
Yeah.
He has a plane. And he works on it.
Yeah.
I would like to think that if he was just one of those, we wouldn't believe him.
Right.
He goes, "How do I know this? My source, I'm an airliner pilot." You go, "Whatever." And he goes, "Well, and a mechanic." All right. I guess I'll listen
I
to
guess.
you.
Yeah, I'll read it again.
He does have two sources, which I do like.
He's a double source.
Yeah, he's a double source. If you can be your own double source,
It's pretty impressive.
that's pretty good. Derek, that's better than any undergrad. Derek Danick flew down to Nashville for Nate's show at the Ryman after buying a ticket nearly 2 years ago. Where from, you ask? Columbus, Ohio, where Nate was the next night. Well worth the travel expenses and night on my sister's couch to see the boys and that guy pretending to be Mr. Bargatze. Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's it's Batesville.
That's Batesville?
Yeah, Batesville Instagram. Like she drove down. Remember, like she drove down, couldn't go to one, and then all this.
Right.
Like that's like that. But he actually went to the show.
Yeah.
She would have never made it to the show. But the Batesville world, they just don't even make it.
No.
They don't see the top floor of the
of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah. They didn't go. They all did the whole thing. Like if they came to a show, if she came to a show, Batesville, what's it? Batesville podcast, right?
Yeah.
It's Instagram. And if she came to a show, she'd be like, his dad was on the show, and you're like, I just saw him. Nate was the only one I saw. You're like, oh yeah, everybody was on the show. Like she definitely is not seeing the whole show.
Right.
You almost can't, because that's not on brand at the Batesville. We don't. It's a podcast that's like we don't talk about everything.
How did you not see people going upstairs the whole time you were there?
You just look up. I mean, did you look up at all? Did you think about looking up?
I guess not.
Did you look up in a lot of rooms, you think?
I guess I just looked straight ahead.
Have you ever been to a second floor of a mall? What if have you ever, like you only...
I don't do escalators.
You don't do escalators. Oh, he gets on them. It's like... I mean, but that's been 10 years. You've been getting on escalators like that. My God, I can't imagine now. Your age, after having a stroke, now I got to go with you to the airport, get on an escalator.
You really don't like doing escalators?
No, I just said that because he talked about how something's happened.
Oh, yeah.
No, but you've ever seen go on an escalator with him and watch him get on it. It looks like he's been told within the past 2 weeks about escalators' existence, and this is maybe the third one he's seen.
It's not a smooth transition onto it.
Yeah, it's not like it's he's like he knows about them. He's done them a couple times, but he's not like used to them yet.
Yeah.
And he gets on it
It's like
very
Will Ferrell from Elf.
Yeah. Just goes up like that. Yeah. He just steps on it very like it's a ride. Like, all right, I got to make sure I get the right step, or it's going to go real bad.
I struggle with the dismount sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you want it to be smooth. You just start walking, but it can be tough.
Yeah, it can be tough. He'll talk to you in the middle. He won't talk to you at the beginning and the end.
Got to focus.
Yeah, got to focus like the suit Nazi. He goes, all right, I got to get my... He just turns away from you and goes, I got to get off this thing.
The moving sidewalk, I do like...
Oh, I love those.
I mean, I don't get on them or get off them without probably touching a side handle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you got to.
A lot of people don't.
I think I could walk on it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's moving pretty fast.
Not that fast.
How about the people that don't use it?
Yeah.
That just walk
about that.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What was the joke?
Saying like go to the airport. It's not a ride.
You're talking about the people who don't use it at all.
Yeah, there's like one on either side, and there's people just walk in the middle, and I'm like, I'm blazing past them. Oh, you guys are idiots.
I've been that guy. I do that all the time at Atlanta airport because I like if I have time to kill, I'll just walk in the middle. It's very calm and otherwise, what am I doing? Trying to run to go sit down in a seat next to the gate? Like that's what people are trying to do. Like you're trying to be like, how am I going to get? This is big man talk again. These idiots just. I mean, you're like as you pass them on a shuttle, and then you're like, why would you walk? Is it whoever? If I get there before them, I get a sit where I can almost hear the speaker at my own gate. I'm never sitting at my own gate. I go sit way away from everybody.
I go find a gate where there's seats. you know, and then
But,
I'll go back
I'll
over
watch
there when it
people-
boards.
I watch people and it blows me away. I mean, there would be one open seat and they will go sit in that seat.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been that guy before comedy for anything. I've always been, why would I ever go just be in the mix of everything? I would get up.
Especially when you're about to do it on a plane,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I mean, I understand if you want to hear the thing, but
Do you really need to?
yeah, would you go sit in it? You'd go sit with just in the dead center.
No. I mean, if that was literally the only seat and we're going to be there a while, maybe.
I know, but say like, in an airport, there's 2 gates, right? There's 4 gates. 2 are across the way, and then 2 are another thing. But the speakers are really, you can only hear them under your thing. And there's one empty seat. Like, are you going to go sit in that seat? But it's right next to the gate.
As opposed to what?
Going and sitting at one of the other ones, maybe if they're a little more open.
I'll go to a different concourse if
Yeah.
I can find somewhere to sit by myself.
Yeah.
Now, I would go to one of the other sides where there's
Yeah.
more seats.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I just keep my eye on it.
Yeah. All right. Got the bottom of that.
Literally about figured that out.
Connor Smith. I love that Aaron brought up hallucinogenic aspects of the Salem witch trial. It was pretty ergot rye mold in the grain silos. What?
It was ergot rye mold in the grain silos.
Why did I add pretty?
Did you?
I think I did.
You did.
I go, it was pretty ergot rye mold in the grain silos, which makes that sentence.
Because
kinda
honestly,
works.
because the word present is in the line below it.
Oh,
I think your brain's just getting ahead of itself, man.
yeah. Pretty is in the next one too. It was ergot rye mold in their grain silos. That isn't even, so that's how this sentence should be. I love that Aaron brought up hallucinogenics. I think hallucinogenics, I was like, all my brain wasn't caught back up.
Yeah.
Like I still had some pieces hanging on to the
It was a bit of a
hallucinogenics.
hangover after
They
that.
got some that got stuck and they go, whoa, 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 everybody. Hold on. We don't got everybody. And we kept going. Aspects of the Salem witch trial. It was pretty ergot rye mold in their grain silos. I mean, you would think I'm having a stroke with that sentence.
Yeah.
If I said, it was pretty ergot rye mold, you'd be like, all right, let's see what he said. Something ergot rye mold in their grain silos.
Yeah.
Most of the remains that have been examined show that it was present in their system when they died.
Yeah, so I got a pretty major part of that wrong, though, where I thought the people that were falsely accusing women of being witches were tripping on hallucinogenics, when really it was the women that were being accused unknowingly.
No.
Oh,
It was
did I have it right?
It wasn't even them. It was people were having weird reactions and fallouts from this hallucinogenics, and they thought the witches were doing that to them.
Oh,
That's the way I read it.
Oh, okay. So it was just involved. Everybody was just tripping, and they didn't know.
Yeah, and
what
they're
was
like,
going on. Okay.
why is she acting like that? Because this witch did it to her. That's how I took it.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty argot of you to assume that was what it was.
Yeah, you're right.
Did you get that, Nate?
I about zoned out of y'all's whole thing.
We got to the bottom of it.
The rye in the silo was something was wrong with it. And it got in their bread and it caused them to trip out.
There was a late frost one winter.
And that's why they think,
That's why
so you're saying the witches were the ones that were hallucinating.
That's what he said.
But you're saying the whole town was.
I think what I read was that's why they thought they were witches, because people were having these hallucinations and they thought the witches were doing it to them. So they had to accuse someone.
Oh, yeah.
Doing it.
I could see that. I was thinking their whole town's hallucinated, and they're like, if you weren't, they were like, you're a witch.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
They just didn't eat bread that day.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, why? Who was what? And you were thinking the witches were the ones, which could be. They think they're Maggie Ray. This is an interactive map of the top candy bought per state. I'm from Illinois. Ours is Sour Patch. Tennessee's candy is pretty lame. What is wrong with y'all? Keep the good work. My husband and I have tickets for the show in Peoria, Illinois.
Now, Nate, before I scroll up and reveal this map, what do you think Tennessee's most popular Halloween candy is? And I guarantee you're not going to guess it correctly.
Twizzler.
No, Twizzler's way better. Tootsie Pops.
Yeah. I was going to say that. I had one last night.
Oh, all right.
Second Skittles, third. What was that?
Saltwater Taffy.
Yeah.
Which I don't
how they even get this stuff, I don't believe any of it.
So I dug into this. This is this company that wholesales candy across the country. So they just use their own data from several years of where they were shipping the most candy in different states. So apparently Tennessee, they're ordering the most Tootsie Pops, more than any other candy.
I had some last night. I think Sour Patch Kids is going to make a big push. I mean, it's crazy.
Sour Patch Kids is leading in Nebraska, Alaska, Illinois, New York.
What's California?
California is Reese's.
Oh.
Which is Reese's is the number one in the whole country, according to
what was last year's winner for us?
Doesn't have it on here.
Oh.
So whatever's last year's winner is,
we were exactly the same.
This is probably last year's winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ohio's Blow Pops. Ugh.
I like Blow Pops.
Yeah, but to be the number one.
That's the main thing you're going to get. Well, I mean, that's the same. We're giving Tootsie Pops. I had because Harper didn't like it. And I was like, I'll eat it. And then I had it last night. Had it on the walk. It's actually first candy I had for me to be acting like it's like, well, that's crazy.
Yeah. What is Alaska?
Alaska Sour Patch Kids.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, Sour Patch Kids are just killing it, dude.
Yeah.
They're just so good. There's some gummy worms too, like those with the H, like hair Haribo or something.
Yeah.
They make a gummy bear that's sour. And it tastes like a gummy bear.
As good as Sour Patch Kids?
Pretty good. And then Sour Patch Kids has there's another kind that I want to say it's like a high C flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bag of those. Whew, gosh. They're unreal. And I didn't have them. This was off Halloween. This was just in the mix of life.
Just living life,
great, man. Rachel Kane, the amount of misfortune that happens in Brian's life. I need a reality show. Please, someone just follow this man with a camera keeping up with the Kardashians would have nothing on bad luck Brian.
Can I address this?
Breaking Brian. That's what we call it, Breaking Brian. Yeah.
I admit I've had my share of embarrassing moments. I mean, I may be having a stroke right now.
Yeah.
But I also turned 50 today. So you live that long, you're going to have some embarrassing moments.
Yeah.
And as comics, we share them.
Yeah.
And that's what makes them funny.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so I hope they don't really think, I feel like I'm the luckiest person in the world.
Yeah.
I got great friends, present company included. A great job. I get to do what I love.
Yeah.
I got a great wife.
Yeah.
I got a baby on the way. I got a lot to be thankful for.
You don't have a baby on the way.
I do.
Do you really?
Yep.
Are you kidding?
Are you kidding, dude?
Get out of
That's
town,
crazy.
man. There we go. That's
Wow,
awesome, man.
Congrats, dude.
Congrats,
That's
buddy.
unreal, dude.
Thank you.
That's so great.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Golly. That's crazy, dude.
Oh, man.
I thought you were just joking.
I got a lot to be thankful for. Nope.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm very serious.
We'll get to the bottom of this stroke stuff a little bit quicker than we think.
I
We
know.
need to figure it out.
Got to get it figured out. Got to be healthy for
Yeah.
a baby.
I know.
Wow.
Dude, how far along is she?
She's already
Yeah.
in second trimester.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, at our age, we wanted to really wait and make sure
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
everything was good. But
Yeah.
we feel like now we're at the point where we can tell people.
Yeah.
So,
That's so great,
Oh,
man.
man.
little girl.
A girl?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So we're so excited.
Where's your mom
She was thrilled.
Yeah.
She just couldn't believe it. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So we're all so excited.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody thought you were going to have a kid.
My
I'm
mom-
sure y'all didn't think you were.
No, we didn't. And, it's not easy at our age, but
Yeah.
things happen. It's a miracle. So
Yeah.
we're doing it.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Congratulations, man.
If you're the praying type, I ask for continued prayers for
Yeah.
a healthy baby
Yeah.
and that I'm not having a stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do the baby first. We're going to rank it in order. like the way the prayers ranking, like where people in states,
Yeah.
and they go, well, Alaska does, they did the stroke first, but most of the other country did the baby first.
Yeah.
That's so awesome, man.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Thank you.
That's so wild.
That's one reason Ruth hasn't been coming to like your shows this
Yeah.
weekend. I mean, she's not a fan of your new stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
also because she didn't want to be around a lot of crowds right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. No,
Makes
yeah,
total
for
sense,
sure.
man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Does Laura know?
No.
Laura doesn't even know.
No one knows.
That's
Tell her.
unbelievable. I know. I honestly thought you were joking.
Well, I'm serious.
Like, you know,
Uh-huh.
man, that's so good.
Thank you.
Look at that. You excited about being a dad? I mean,
You got any advice for me?
it's pretty easy.
I'll be 68 when she graduates high school.
Yeah, that's not, you know, like Theo Vaughn. I think he had the joke that he says his dad was 70.
That
when
was
he
70,
born.
yeah, when
Yeah.
When he
he
was
was born.
born.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you're 68, when you graduate, I mean, you're not any different than, you know, I think usually people at your age that are on your age track are just a little more successful. But
True. So we'll have some obstacles.
I tried to think of an example. The only example I think it was like, you know, like multimillionaires that got divorced with their first wife and then married second wife. A lot of them, I think you could relate to a lot of them.
They have a nanny. And
They have a nanny. They have like Larry King, like has like a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think he died. I think right. Did he
Yeah.
die? Yeah.
He did.
But like, I mean, he had like, didn't he have like little babies? You're like, yeah. So
Yeah.
y'all have a lot in common. You have just as
Man.
much in common as not in common.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
no, I think that'll be great. Yeah.
That's
When
very
she do,
exciting,
like
man.
April 8th.
April 8th.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my sister's birthday. That's her fake birthday that I think. Because she was due on, I think Abigail's birthday's the 12th, I think. Maybe it's the 8th.
Yeah.
Every year I can't remember. She was due on one of the days and was born the other day.
Mm.
And I don't remember which was which.
So she just
So I
celebrates
get them
both?
mixed. No.
Okay.
I'm the only one that gets them mixed up.
Yeah.
But I've always got them mixed up because I was 10 years old when I found it. So it was like that number stuck in my head so much because I was so young.
Mm-hmm.
And so every year on her birthday, I'm like, I can't. Like she was due one day and then she was born the next. And I don't remember which one's which.
Yeah.
So you could be finally an 8th. Maybe it's my sister.
That's what we were shooting for.
Yeah. Man, look at that.
Yeah.
That is a lot of stuff. I thought you were like you wanted to comment on it. I mean, I was taking. I really did not.
I thought, Brian, I thought you were about to be like, listen, I'm tired of getting comments like these, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
that's what
like,
I was
you know,
like, oh.
yeah, you're having a stroke.
Oh,
You're having like, yeah, dude, I get it. I get it.
Mm.
That's
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, that's how you figure out, you know. Yeah, having a kid though. It's the best. There's nothing better.
Well,
My
we're
kid's
excited.
right there.
Hmm.
And yeah, they made it was it's great. So let's do someone mentioned the word count.
Yeah.
We have to shift from the big news. Because that was big news.
Yeah.
That's the first
huge
breaking
news,
story
man.
we've ever had. Might be the only one.
Yeah.
Probably will be.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, we don't break a lot of stuff on here, but broke that.
That was the first break. Yeah.
Yeah.
Having a baby.
Yeah.
I mean, people, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
been hard not telling you guys. I mean,
Yeah.
we were together all weekend this weekend, and
How long have you known? A week, a month, a year?
Yeah.
I've known for quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard to not tell.
Yeah.
But I get, you know, when you're older, it's like you got to be super careful.
Uh-huh.
And then it's you got to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when you're like 24 and you're like, you tell everybody that day.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's awesome, man.
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah.
It's great. It's crazy. It's big. Yeah. Aaron.
I don't have anything to announce.
Walk-in cooler.
Same kind of emotion. You'd feel terrific. You're going to come in one day and go, I did it, boys. I got a walk-in cooler
I feel like the
my
luckiest
house.
man in the world. I've got a great wife. I got a walk-in cooler
At my house.
Hmm.
It's where I'll be delivering the baby. And then we're like, yeah.
Oh, man. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Nate, word count. So this one I was asking.
Yeah, so you, I guess it was last week's episode. We were talking about how many words we use in common language, and you joked that you used, what'd you say? I don't know, 50 or something like that. And you said I'd love to know how many words I actually use in my specials.
Yeah.
And somebody did a program and found out for you.
Yeah. So they do a program.
A few people did this.
Yeah.
Word cloud. This guy broke it down maybe more than anybody.
So there's a program to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, people just like old, to lick the pen and be like,
just add it up.
Two.
Like my
I don't
fantasy
even know
football.
there's a new thing. I know, that's why I'm like, I feel bad. I'm like, well, everybody did this. Like,
Yeah.
So Nate used over 1,200 unique words in his first Netflix special and over 1,300 in his latest special.
Yeah.
Your vocabulary is growing.
Expanded by over
100.
just under 100.
I wonder what the average. I'm gonna make someone figure it out.
I know you give him more work to do.
I don't want to give you, but yeah, if you already have the. I wonder like what some other comics like.
It's already open.
Like you'd be like, what would be? Is this good or bad?
Dennis Miller.
Yeah. Yeah. What is Dennis like?
It'd be pretty different, I think.
Most common word each time was I. No words in the top 50 had more than one syllable. No words in the top 50.
That's definitely true.
Yeah. Nate was correct that both like and so were in his top 20. Was said 103 times in the first special, but only 33 times in the second special. Pretty good. I've got that down.
Yeah.
Which I have consciously worked on.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me feel wonderful. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And I think hopefully this one I got it down even more. It's nice to even see that you're like, all right, I've been truly working on that.
Right.
Try not to do it in real life,
Mm-hmm.
and then make that go into. I consciously think about it. It's like just give yourself that moment. Don't go. You're still going to do it, but don't when you're thinking. Just make myself stop and then say it. And that's actually very nice to hear that. That shows you that you can just do that, and that's a gigantic 70 times less.
Yeah, substantial.
Yeah. So if you think you do something too much, don't say it.
What was it again? The us does.
I think it's like is.
I know,
like,
but what was? Tell me the numbers again for each special.
103 times in the first special, 33 times in the second special.
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty great.
Yeah.
In this first special, you name drop Vanderbilt 4 times. It goes unmentioned in your latest special.
It's forgetting where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
Forgetting where you came from.
That's what
I don't think it's mentioned in this one either.
Yeah.
So the words are all just like I, and you, it, like that. It's all those kind of words. She, 109 times.
You use I 81 more times in this last special, dude.
Mm-hmm. Talk about myself too much.
I was getting a little self-absorbed.
Yeah.
You, it. Yeah, I wonder. 100 more words. That's so funny. That's so cool.
I love how you think all polls are just bogus, and then this one you're like, finally, someone.
Well, this guy did a program.
Right on.
So why would that be wrong?
I agree.
But I mean, this is off like it's not the very easy thing to put in. You're putting in this special and this special, and the program's going, like the candy thing could be, who knows?
Yeah.
What, who are they asking? They're going to one place that sells candy. What if do you go?
That's fair. That is fair.
What if, they're not used in, we don't have big sales to Tennessee. So, but our big seller in Tennessee is Tootsie Roll Pops.
Yeah.
What if that's the case?
That could be.
Absolutely could be.
Easily could be. It's got to be one of the states to be like our most common candy out to California's Reese Pieces, but like we're based in Atlanta, so I don't even know. We're probably going to start sending stuff to them anymore. Is what they're going to say.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that he did that for you.
Yeah, no, it's very, very
cool.
nice. It's very, very cool. That's unbelievable. I love it.
And he said, I don't know if you mentioned his name or not.
Dave Perry.
He's coming to your show in, is it Bellingham,
Yeah.
Washington?
All right, Dave. We'll get you. We'll say hello to Dave.
Yeah.
Wonder if you can give me a heads up that night of the show.
I think it's in May or something.
Oh no, I'm saying yeah. Just email us back and we're
You say
get you all squared away.
Analyze your set that
Analyze
night.
my set that night. Like after the show,
It's
he
got
comes
more work
up.
for you.
He's
Bring
got
your
just this,
laptop.
like in his hat, and he's like got all his papers, and he's like, "All right, ugh. It was tough, but
Smoking a cigarette.
yeah, but I think I got it. Just paper after paper, just being like, it's even hard to read this kind of stuff.
Yeah, one of those little green visors.
Yeah, just trying to figure it out. Yeah. The shows in Nashville were crazy, and everybody that came out to that it was just so nice. And my dad was on the Ryman. I mean, the Columbus. Every show has been so great. I'm trying to say unbelievable. I'll say unbelievable a lot, but every show's been so great, and it's been it was special with the Grand Ole Opry and the Ryman. Grand Ole Opry being that was the first job I had was Opryland theme park. My dad worked in that theme park too, doing magic in that theme park. So for both of us to get to be on that stage is pretty insane because
Yeah.
you never thought we would ever, why would we ever be on that stage? And then the Ryman is just it's crazy. I mean, it's
Your dad cried both shows?
Cried both shows. I mean, it was
Your dad
it
got
was
2
great.
standing O's.
Yeah.
I mean,
in one show.
In one set. Yeah.
One set.
He finished his last trick, got a standing O, and then he brought you up and got a standing O. And I was like, oh my gosh, dude,
Yeah.
he's murdering.
Yeah. I think somebody can stand when he walks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They love him.
They love him. And he does great. You appeared on the Grand Ole Opry again. Right?
Yep, I did. Apparently I did well enough the first time for them to invite me back. So
all right.
went and did it again. And
First time as a father.
Well, I haven't had the baby yet.
Yeah, well, just in general.
But it went great, and everybody at the Opry is so nice. So I'm glad to get to do it again.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I think they said something about. I think I need to go do it. I'd like to do it.
Yeah,
the Grand Ole Opry.
They said something to me about you coming to do it.
Yeah, so that's how you get on. What do you got to do to get on to be in the Grand Ole Opry? Or
it helps to know us.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'll put in a word.
How many
for
times
you.
have you been on?
I've done 10 or 11 times now.
10 or 11 times?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long do you do?
Anywhere from 8 minutes to I did 20 there once.
Wow.
Yeah, because somebody finished early, so they were like, "You're doing 20."
Yeah.
It's one of those things you don't even have time to like get nervous because I'm walking out on stage. So it's always been fun though.
Yeah. That's crazy. You had your national TV debut on Howie Mandel and Friends.
I did on the CW.
CW.
Yeah, Howie Mandel. Don't sneeze on me. It was called.
It was great. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
One of the things I love, he's following your footsteps. It aired the same night as the Titans-Bills Monday Night Football game.
Yeah.
One of the best Monday Night Football games in years.
Yeah.
Same night.
Well, I was driving back to maybe find a way to watch it. I don't have cable, so I was driving back, and my minivan broke down.
Oh.
And I had to call AAA, and then the jokes I told on that special were all about my minivan having problems, which is just so funny. The irony of it. I couldn't even get home to watch it because my minivan broke down.
Yeah. That's comedy.
That's
like a story. That would be a story Night Kill.
Yeah.
Is that kind of idea?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you first get TV, that's what's always funny too. Is you get TV. I remember having day jobs, and you'd be like, I was on television last night. I filmed late Conan. I was there, and now I'm
here at
a temp job. Like I remember going to a temp job and being like at a convention, and I got a shirt on. I still have those shirts that say "Ask me a question," and so I'd be like, they come in and they go, "Where does this?" And I would just tell them, I have that job,
and you're on TV,
and I was on television the night before.
That's so funny.
And you get up and go do that job the next day.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty wild.
It's pretty crazy. But that's what it is. You drive in a van.
I'm sure I'm biased, but I thought you had one of the best sets of anybody on that special.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
really good,
that.
Really good.
Who else was on it?
Guy was Patton Oswalt, Preacher Lawson, Natasha Leggero, Ryan Hamilton. It was like a crazy lineup.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then was it like a one-time
It was
show?
just a one. They do one just for laughs with just for laughs every year.
yeah.
Just like a
Yeah.
gala show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's the fact that it was on CW.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
It's usually not on.
That's
It's
not-
usually
it's
just
not-
up there in Canada.
Right. And it's not 4.2 this time. You know, it has an actual number.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. I don't have
Yeah.
cable, but
CW is a real channel.
yeah, man.
Yeah, because they usually have that in galas are in Canada. They only
Mhm.
show them up there,
Yeah.
and so you don't ever see them. And you filmed it when you went to Just for Laughs. That's what you filmed.
I went back a month
Yeah.
later and
Yeah.
filmed it out there.
Yeah, that's great.
So they
dude.
put it up pretty quick.
Yeah,
Very cool.
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's great. You also visited the Grand Canyon.
I did.
Packed a lunch.
I did, man. I bit off a little more than I could chew. I hiked down 4.5 miles, and then you just turn around and hike 4.5 miles back up. Straight up.
Straight up.
Saw
Saw someone with a mask on out there.
I did.
Yeah,
I
it's
did.
still very funny.
We
It's a thing just on that
It's-
Grand Canyon. And you
The freshest air on planet Earth.
yeah, and you got a mask. I
This-
mean,
Wild.
this weekend when we were in Columbus, we stayed an extra day, and so we were just hanging out, in our own hotel rooms, and I hear a knock, housekeeping, and then I just hear a guy go, whoa, I'm still in bed here, and she's like, oh, well, sorry, your door was open, and I was like, what idiot
yeah.
left his door open? And a few hours later, we go to lunch, and we see the housekeeper. She goes, hey, I'm sorry about walking in on you,
To
Aaron,
you?
but your door was open.
I barely remember this, but I was asleep and I woke. You wake up suddenly. You don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just kind of like jolted awake, and the woman's in the room, and I go, whoa! I'm still. Give me a minute. It was so awkward, and I was probably so rude to her in that moment that when we passed each other in the hallway, I stopped and gave her a super awkward apology, and Brian heard all of it.
Yeah.
I thought she apologized to you first for walking in on you.
Well, she did that so that I could give her, so
Oh,
I could
okay.
apologize because I didn't know it was her.
Yeah.
We had hotel rooms. We actually shared a door.
Yeah.
That's how close the rooms were. So he heard all that.
So you think you left your door just accidentally ajar, or?
I almost don't believe. I don't believe my door was open.
Oh,
I don't know if I'd believe that either.
I think I forgot to put the do not disturb.
I think that's what she probably said.
Uh-huh.
And you probably heard.
No, she did say that. She said your
Oh.
door was wide open, and I go,
Oh.
well, I didn't leave the door wide open
Yeah.
that night.
Yeah.
wide open. You propped it.
Yeah, like I had it, like I put a chair there or something.
Yeah.
I didn't get the wide. I thought maybe you just put the little latch, but she said it was completely.
But she said the door was
you
wide
slept
open.
all night.
Yeah, with a wide open. That just did.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny though.
You get a little breezy in here, huh?
Yeah, just
You get the hall light. That hall light was something.
It's like when Michael Scott threw
Yeah.
that party when he went on the road and he had the strobe
Yeah.
lights
Oh,
and all the
yeah.
alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's just sitting in his room by himself.
That's the hall light in that hotel. The hotel was great.
Mhm.
Very nice hotel, but you could see like it was a very old building. Sometimes when you're in those old buildings, like the bottom of the door was like, it was enough light. It's a night light worth of light
Yeah.
that comes under that hallway in the door. And if someone walks by, you just hear everything. Like you would hear every single thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, because these old places, you feel like we're all like in a hostel staying together.
Yeah.
I could hear Aaron's phone conversations.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's like, this old guy next to me.
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
He goes,
That's
he's
true.
never gonna have a kid. You're like,
He's
God,
too old."
Aaron, he's too old. He's too old to have a kid. He's probably gonna have a stroke soon. I'd bet. Anyway, so I'd put the walk-in cooler. I'd put it right, not where you would think. I think you'd walk through it from the front door. I think you'd walk through it to get into the house, and then that's how he would end it.
I should be headlining.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I am headlining this weekend.
Where?
Gutty's Comedy Club
Oh yeah.
in Greenwood, Indiana. Hop, skip, and a jump from Indianapolis. Come on down. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you've been there. It's a good club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm with Leanne Morgan this Friday in Hagerstown, Maryland, and the following Friday in Indianapolis.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
that's good.
Yep.
Where am I? I don't know. I'm in Champaign, Illinois, somewhere.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah. Just go to natebargatze.com. Mate Bargatze.
Yeah.
But I got the dates I've got coming up. Go look at it. All right, let's see. We're about to tell you. Virginia Theater, Champaign. Oh, it's sold out. Hope you got tickets. Pat's Milwaukee, 7 is sold out. 9 tickets left for the 9:30. State Theater in Minneapolis, I think both shows are sold out. You can go check them though. I mean, like you go check them. Rochester, Minnesota, tickets there. Mayo Civic Center Auditorium. There's still tickets there. You can take your time on that one too. You better get the tickets. Rochester, you can't sell it everywhere.
That Pabst Theater, everybody says that's one of like the best theaters in the country.
Yeah, it's very great.
Yeah.
And then I got that into this travel is this weekend. So I go stop right there. So I go Rochester, Minnesota. We take the bus to Chicago. I got to fly from Chicago to New York to go do the Stand Up for Heroes thing with Jon Stewart and Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, awesome thing. And it's not televised or anything, but and so I fly. So that show is on the 11th. No, wait, that show's on the 7th. The 8th, I've got to be in New York, and then the 9th, I have to be in San Diego.
Wow.
And then I'll have the 10th to just get to Royal Oak, Michigan, which we have 4 sold. 3 of them, I believe, are sold out. So 9 p.m. Tickets left. But go check all that stuff out. All this info's on the website. But shows have been packed and been doing really good. And I enjoy when you guys, then the folks come out, they yell, "Let's go, folks."
It's very cool.
It's very cool. Yeah. So that's it. I think that's it. That was a good, we can probably put big news in the title.
Yeah.
Should we?
I think you can say.
So.
I would say in breakfast, drop some big news.
Again, it's an office when Michael Scott said,
yeah.
Comments at Catching Up with Breakfast giving big news.
Yeah.
Some podcasts still know how to.
Yeah.
We'll see how much we can fit in there.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, thank you. Yeah, we're just doing some catch up. Thank you guys for reading all the coming in, not reading all the comments, but hearing them and writing them in. We truly appreciate that. We appreciate you guys coming to every show that you come to. We appreciate you. Basically, I've been in a very appreciative mood lately. Mm-hmm. I've been thinking about that a lot with even like shows, because it's, you always think you can't, when you do a show, I can't do it if y'all are not there. If the audience is not there, like if this podcast, we can't do it if you're not there. So there's you guys, I mean, you could argue it's an equal relationship that we have. And so I was trying to remind myself of that. And it's good to, I think it's good to say a thank you to everybody there. Let's listen. Even the ones that some people are like, well, I'm not a fan. And that's true. All right. I think we have the baby. I think Ruth would have the baby live on the live podcast. I got my Celesta, my brother's wife. She's a midwife.
Really?
Yeah, sister-in-law. She can do it. Get it one of those tubs. Zany stage is a little high. I don't think everybody has to see everything, but just enough. And you come out and you hold the baby up like Simba. Like Simba. You'll probably be in a wheelchair, but someone next to you will hold the baby up next to you.
We can talk about it.
All right. All right. Hey, that's all we want.
First, we'll go to my stroke doctor and see how that's going.
Yeah. It walks in. Everything's, I figure the whole, when you walk in, it's all slanted to the right. Is it? I don't know why. I just think because you one side, what if they did that? Pictures only on the right side. Why is the left side not decorated? Because, a lot of people come in here don't even know. That's how we tell out the gate.
Yeah.
If you go, there's no pictures on the left side. They go, then you're fine. You get on out of here. And then that's. All right, one more stroke, Joe. That was it. That was the last one. All right, we love y'all. Thank you. See you next week. Bye.